Pokémon Emerald is the best game out there, with possibly only one weakness coming from all critics. It has too much water. Well, in today's video, I attempt to beat Pokémon Emerald in a Hardcore Nuzlocke. For those that don't know, Hardcore Nuzlockes make Pokémon games much harder. In this case, every Pokémon that faints is released. I can only catch the first Pokémon in each area, no duplicates though. I can't use any items except held items in battle. I play on set mode, and I cannot level past the next gym leader's highest level Pokémon before battling them. I've been playing Pokémon ever since I was a kid, but I never got competitive nor understood much about the actual mechanics of the game. Today is where all that changes. Join me on this channel for a Pokémon adventure where I will one day become a Pokémon Master. I name myself Nuz and start my journey by jumping off the back of a moving truck my mom stuffed me in. Finally some fresh air. Let's go inside! Why is that Pokémon going back and forth? Okay, I'm leaving. Well, Nuz, aren't you interested in seeing your room? Oh yeah, what a cool room. Nuz, go set the clock in your room, honey. After getting berated by mom, I finally start my journey by sleeping in my neighbor's bed and touching her ball. I then witness a guy about to get mauled by a... Wait, why did he stop running? Well, I'm just gonna leave. Where are you going? Don't leave me like this. After rolling a die to pick our starter, we end up with Mudkip, who from my understanding is really good for this Nuzlocke. Since Swampert's typing of groundwater makes it immune to electric type moves and only weak to grass, he can perform well in a game that has no grass type gyms or Elite Four members, so we got pretty lucky here, although Torchic or Trico wouldn't be that bad either. Don't you think it might be a good idea to go see May? Fine. After getting forced to fight and defeat our rival, we take the balls that we just received and catch a few Pokemon. A Poochyena we name Poo, because it sucks, a Wingull we name Wing, and Zig the Zigzagoon. We then almost die to a Shroomish, and realize that relying on one Pokemon is detrimental to our survival, so we start training Zig in preparation for Grass-type Pokemon, which Mud won't be able to handle. We also find and catch a Marill with Thick Fat, and head on to a double battle which we easily win thanks to Zig's training. Before taking on the first gym, we catch our last encounter for now, a Nincada we named Da. Nincada. Yeah, I'm very original. Before we verse... Let's look at Mudkip a bit more critically. Mud has a relaxed nature, which increases defense and decreases speed, which seems pretty bad, but it's not as bad as it could be. You see, in Gen 3, all water-type moves are special, so a nature that decreases special attack would hit harder. A good way to remember which type is associated with physical or special type moves is to remember that every evolution is a special type, and every other type is physical. Aside from Dragon, which happens to be special too. Okay, time for the first gym battle. Geodude's Rock Ground typing makes it 4 times weak to a Stab Water Gun from Mud, which easily takes out first 2 Pokemon. The battle against Nosepass starts with a water gun that does almost half damage, but a Rock Tomb takes us down to 34 health and lowers our speed. After Nosepass uses a block, I realize that we can't escape and we might actually lose our starter this early on. Thankfully though, since Nosepass used block, we are able to get another water gun in and take her down to red HP, which triggers her Oranberry. After a potion from Roxanne and water gun spams from Mud, we are able to take out Nosepass. The AI goes for tackle twice in a row as well, which I found out later was because Roxanne doesn't go for Rock Tomb if Nosepass is faster, so that helped out too. Oh yeah, and Mud evolved. After saving a bird and catching a Murmur, Zig's pickup ability nets us a King's Rock. We then get sneaky and pass by Oh, she sees us. Well, we decide to decline the battle after seeing her team online, and you know what? She's actually fine with it. After making our way down to Dewford Town, we use an old rod to catch some new Pokemon and add them to the team. We catch a Tentacool named Tentacle, a Magikarp we name Magi, and Makuhita we name Mako, that happens to have Guts, a great asset to have in Nuzlockes. We actually don't use Magikarp at all in this run unless Mud dies. Foreshadow! Since having both the Gyarados and Swampert on the same team seems a bit excessive. Before taking on the second gym, we train Wing and Mako up and deliver a letter to one of the coolest characters in the 26-year history of Pokemon, Steven. Oh, a letter for me? Nuz handed over the letter. "You went through all this trouble to deliver that. I need to thank you." Like, what a nice, classy guy. Still wanting to see what other encounters we could get, because I'll be honest, this team isn't looking so hot. I head over to Slateport and fish up some new encounters. Maybe I shouldn't use the old rod anymore.
I should have brought my Game Boy Advance so I wouldn't get bored in line.
This grunt, he's pretty cool. It's time for the second gym. We lead with Wing to Wing Attack Machop to half health, but he counters with a Bulk Up, which makes our next Wing Attack take it down to 1 HP. Brawly obviously potions, so we see no other choice but to Wing Attack again, and luckily crit, allowing us to face Metatite at level 20. Another Wing Attack Bulk Up situation happens as Brawly uses another Super Potion and we spam Wing Attack again for the easy kill against Metatite before its Pure Power Focus Punch combo could take us out. Getting Metatite out quickly was important for an additional reason of preventing a setup with Reflect, which would counter our physical super effective Wing Attack. Finally, her ace, Makuhita. Makuhita was a bit scary since Reversal does more damage the less HP Maku has, and Wing's defense is straight up trash. But after a heavy hitting Wing Attack, Maku Vital Throws and heals up with a berry. Another Wing Attack results in a pretty damaging Vital Throw, and since Brawly used both of his assigned Super Potions, a final attack seals the deal, and gets us the second gym badge. Getting hit by Machop would have made that fight much harder, and I forgot to put an Oran Berry on Wing, so we got a bit lucky there. After that battle, we leave Pooh at home because he's Pooh, and we catch a Gulpin that we add to the team. Honestly, I always thought Gulpin sucks, but after looking at its stats, it's actually not that bad. To train for the upcoming May battle, which has killed many a run for others, we get Ninkata to evolve. However, since Shedinja is not nicknamed, we can't use him, and he suffers for all of eternity in a virtual PC. Anyway, I accidentally looked at the wrong game for May's team during prep, so instead of a Whalmer, we get stuck versing a Wingull. After realizing my mistake, I keep my composure and switch out to Wing to tank a missed Supersonic and respond with my own. That doesn't miss. The opponent hits himself in confusion as we Wing Attack for more than half, then tank a crit Wing Attack and finish our opponent off with a final Wing Attack. May then takes out Slugma, so we switch to Mud who gets hit with Yawn. That's annoying. We switch out to Mako so we don't fall asleep and hit her with a fake out Vital Throw combo, which almost takes it out. After being hit by Yawn again though, we switch to Mud, and somehow May foresaw it, hitting us with another Yawn. But I figured that since Marshtomp wouldn't be going up against Grovyle anyway, we can fall asleep after taking out the Slugma. And that we do. We then change to Da, anticipating an Absorb, and take minimal damage. Instead of going straight to Furry Cutter hits, we decide to double team Screech since Furry Cutter is not 100% accurate and it could take a while to take him out. Our plan plays out as Grovyle misses a quick attack due to our double team and a crit Furry Cutter takes our opponent out in one hit.
Nuz, please, will you have a battle with me?
I just want to go into the gym, Wally. After taking out Wally's Ralts, we enter the gym. You see, I thought that this gym would be really easy to sweep with Marshtomp, but that's why prep is everything in Nuzlocke. This random Volbeat from a random gym trainer almost sweeps our whole team. After some training to prep for Watson's team, Zig evolves into the beautiful Pokemon she is, and we proceed to strategize our plan. At this point, I realized something drastic while prepping for Watson. Where the hell was Mudshot? Marshtomp learns Mudshot at level 16, so what happened? Well, you see, back when I was versing Roxanne, I trained Mud to level 15, but close to level 16 so that it can level up mid-battle, which is allowed according to my rules. But he ended up at level 17 at the end of the fight. This means that he evolved one level later, which skipped Mudshot since Marshtomp learns Mudshot at level 16. Coupled with a potential self-destruct from Voltorb and a not-so-speedy Marshtomp without Mudshot, this meant trouble. Our best bet was to fake out for some chip damage and then kill with a Vital Throw. This strat worked perfectly, as Voltorb goes for Shockwave which does minimal damage. A Howl from Electrike allows us to kill with a Vital Throw, but we get paralyzed from Electrike static. Against Magneton, we decide to Vital Throw as well, but get confused and hit ourselves. In order to prevent Mako's death, we switch out to Mud and hit with Mud Slap. Unfortunately, 2 Sonic Booms made Mud weaker, and at the time, I didn't realize that Sonic Boom and Confusion can't crit, So I changed out to Mako and got a lucky miss from the opponent's Sonic Boom, letting us go for Vital Throw, which gets the kill. My Oranberry then kicks in, and after a bit of thinking, I decide to go for Vital Throw against Manectric, which puts it to red, but his Citrus Berry kicks in, making our next Vital Throw in range to kill without Watson using any potions. After a Howl Shockwave combo, we take Manectric out with a Vital Throw and get the third badge. Not only were we super lucky to bypass Paralysis every turn, but Manectric used Howl, and then went on to use Shockwave, a special type move, but you know, I'm not complaining. After that intense battle, we head north of Mauville and run into, you guessed it, a Magikarp. Zig then sweeps through every Pokemon with a Silk Scarfed Headbutt, and we run into one more encounter before Falorbar. Skarmory, Okay. This is the first encounter I'm skipping. A trainer Swellow then almost wipes out our team before Swallow takes it out. And we head over to another new route where we fish up, well, you already know. After riding a lift to fight the bad guys, we notice something peculiar. Why does every grunt from both teams have a Poochyena? Maybe Pooh is the Bidoof of Emerald. In order to prep for Maxi, I teach Rock Tomb to Numb, a Numel icon in Fury Path, and train up my Pokemon. Since Mighty Anna can't hit us for much damage, we decide to tank the Intimidate and start off the battle with a Fake Out. After critting, we get hit by Sand Attack, but hit back with Vital Throw, killing Maxi's first Pokemon. On the Zubat, we decide to change out for Numb's super effective Rock Tomb, and luckily hit after Zubat misses 2 Supersonics in a row. Unfortunately, it wasn't a one-hit KO, but a lowered speed from Rock Tomb allows us to hit with another, and take it out, receiving no damage. For Maxi's ace, a Camerupt, we decide to switch out to Ninjask to bait a Magnitude, and then pivot to Marshtomp on a weaker move, but he hits us with a Tackle instead, and after switching out to Mud, goes for a Focus Energy. At this point, we purposefully trained Marshtomp up to level 28 to tank a potential Magnitude 10 crit, but since Camerupt didn't attack, we can luckily hit it twice since we're faster and only tank 1 attack. So a few Water Guns later, Camerupt goes down. After that battle, we hatch this egg that I for some reason thought would be a Togepi, and get the Pokemon I hate most in Nuzlocke, a Wynaut. Why? Because Shadow Tag prevents you from escaping, and its moveset with Counter, Mirror Coat, and Destiny Bond make for a dangerous foe, but to be honest, I was lucky to have him on the team. I just really dislike Wobbuffet. Next was the 4th gym, and looking at the Pokemon we caught so far, we decide to add Tentacle and Ma for this battle. Since Lombre learns literally nothing, and Da and Swallow would get killed from Overheat, Meryl's Thick Fat though can come in handy, as well as Tentacle's typing, which makes it advantageous against fire types. Not only that, but both Ma and Tentacle learn Bubble Beam, and Ma could be fully evolved for the battle, unlike Tentacle, which makes her more bulky for a potential sweep. I kinda wish I could sweep with Mud, but even with Torrent, Water Gun is not strong enough to take out Flannery's ace. So let's look at Ma more closely. It has a quiet nature, which isn't the best for speed, but helps get the Bubble Beam one-hit KOs in. So what's the plan? Well, leveling up to 30 in battle should make us faster than all of Flannery's Pokemon, and have a strong enough Ma to sweep until Torkoal. Then, with a held Cherry Berry, Azumarill will hopefully push through Torkoal's Body Slams and take it out in 1 or 2 turns, without getting stalled by Paralysis. As for Torkoal's Attract, thankfully, Ma is female, so we'll be fine. Really, the biggest worry is getting hit by a second Body Slam that paralyzes and potentially losing someone, but hopefully that doesn't happen. We start the battle with Ma as planned, and take out Numel with a Bubble Beam. Next is Slugma, which gets taken out easily as well, along with Camerupt. Finally, her ace. I hit with a Bubble Beam, but it doesn't even do half damage. Even worse, Torkoal decides to use Sunny Day, which I completely forgot to play around. And that's kinda dangerous, since Sunny Day makes Water-type moves 1.5 times less effective. In this case, Body Slam would still hit harder than Overheat for pretty much all of my Pokemon, so the Fire-type move boost means nothing. But Sunny Day does mean that Ma can't kill Torkoal as easily now. I think for a bit, but I use Bubble Beam again, since Rollout's accuracy and damage output wouldn't make it worth it. But Torkoal Body Slams me into Paralysis. Our Cherry Berry kicks in, and we get Torkoal down to pretty much 1 HP. At this point, my heart was racing, as Sunny Day's effect would still be in motion for a couple of turns, and Flannery was sure to potion up. But I decided to keep Bubble Beaming anyway, Thankfully, we don't get paralyzed from Torkoal's relentless body slams, and the end of Sunny Day lets us take out Torkoal once and for all, securing the 4th gym badge. On further reflection, I probably should have switched out to stall out Sunny Day and pivot back to Ma, but to be honest, who knows if Flannery would have set up another Sunny Day. Let me know what you think I should have done, as I'm still not sure on how the AI exactly works in Emerald. After leaving the gym, May hands us some Googles and bikes away, which makes me wonder, is the bike owner just giving bikes away to anyone? Anyway, the Googles let us get a few more encounters, and after fishing in Petalsburg, Magikarp, I don't know why I keep doing this. We look at our set of Pokemon and plan around the 5th gym. I thought of a Swallow Spit Up strat from Swallow, but crits ignored defense boosts, so that would be pointless to set up. Then I thought of a Swords Dance Slash strat from Da, but that maxed out wouldn't even one-hit KO Slacking, and it would be hard to set up. A Crobat wouldn't hit hard enough, Machoke or Machamp wouldn't deal enough, and we can't use Gyarados unless Mud dies. Foreshadow. We realized that this battle would be quite difficult, since basically avoiding Facade would be really hard. Aha, I thought. Protect. We can use Protect to take out Slacking during his Truant's turns. We don't have access to Protect until Lilycove, which I'm sure was done intentionally, but Wing learns Protect at level 25. After taking out Numel and Tentacool, which can get crit killed by Facade, we replace them with Wing and Y. So here's the plan. Wing is dead to a high roll crit Facade, so we change to him during Truant and use the Protect strat. We only have 10 Protects, so it's a bit risky since our hardest hitting move is Water Gun, but I see no other option. Y is then used to basically sacrifice itself if need be, and Hariyama will be used to try to carry the team until Slacking. Most of our other Pokemon get hit hard or possibly die to a crit from Slacking, so they'll hopefully just be there for moral support. With the plan set, we enter the gym and fight some gym members, almost losing the team in the process, multiple times. This is gonna be hard. We find a shiny Poo for good luck, and level Y up the best way possible. With our Pokemon all around the level cap, we start the scariest battle thus far against our father. This battle was insane. I start off with Mako as planned, getting a fake out crit against our opponent. Spinda then retaliates with Facade, but a Vital Throw takes it out. Next is Vigoroth, who hits us hard with a crit slash before going down to Vital Throw. At this point, Mako is too weak to carry on further, so we change to Ma, tanking a slash and retaliating with a Bubble Beam, which barely does anything as Lanoon belly drums, maxing out his attack. One critical hit Facade later, and Ma goes down. You will not be forgotten, Ma. But there's no time to mourn. We take Zig out, who we hope is faster, and thankfully take out Ma's killer, ready for Norman's last Pokemon. Dad's ace and the biggest worry of the run so far, Slacking, was here. We switch into Wing, who thankfully takes no damage since Slacking decides to use Counter, something that would have surely killed Zig. We then miss a Supersonic on Slacking's Truant's turn and Protect against Yon. Another Supersonic connects as we go for Protect again, trying to stall him out a bit. Unfazed, Slacking goes for Facade, and on his rest turn, we hit back with Water Gun, doing much less than anticipated. At this point, I realize that the Protect strat will not be enough. After a few more turns of Supersonic, Protect, and Water Gun, I switch out to Y on a confused Slacking to try to get the kill. I use Destiny Bond, but Slacking hits himself. These are Slacking's moves, which means that if I want to try to have Y survive, I have to anticipate a Facade or Feint Attack, which are physical and special moves respectively. I could tank one crit hit from either, so I decide to play my chances and go with Counter, but he just keeps hitting himself. After snapping out of confusion, Slacking goes for a counter against my counter, which is kinda funny, and then I set up a Safeguard, scared of Yon. It turns out that I did that perfectly, since Slacking then proceeds to spam Yon for no reason. When Safeguard runs out though, I get hit by Yon and tank a Facade. With not many other options, I try to Destiny Bond on my sleeping turn, but don't wake up. Another Feint Attack goes by as Y just keeps sleeping. If he doesn't wake up this next turn, it's all over. In Gen 3, sleep lasts from 2 to 5 turns, and it's been 3 turns. He wakes up. Y comes through and uses Destiny Bond, and I guess because Slacking thought we were still going to be asleep, he goes for Feint Attack, killing Y, but taking himself down with him. I hate you, Y, but thank you for your service. And Ma? you will be missed. After that intense battle, we get access to Surf, a much needed move for Mud and Tentacle, and continue the run. As if a message from God, we accidentally run into an optional trainer, and this happens. I couldn't play sloppy for any longer. Ma would want us to go on and to go on strong. And why? Well, I don't care about why. We fly through the Team Aqua members' Pokemon with Zig and run into Admin Shelly.
You're so cute. You're disgusting.
What? Mighty Anna's swagger is a bit annoying, but we end up taking her out anyway. And Tentacle finally evolves. Next up was May, and we were prepared. We take out Slugma with a Surf from Mud and change into Pooh as a sacrifice against Grovyle. Pooh is Pooh anyway, so I didn't really care that much. We then switch to Tentacle as he is bulky enough to withstand Grovyle's attacks and can hit hard with super effective Stab Acid. 2 acids later and Grovyle is down. I didn't realize how bulky Tentacle was, but 2 Leaf Blade crits would take it out, so Pooh's death wasn't in vain. Lombre goes down to 2 acids as well after tanking a Fake Out and Swift. And just like that, we beat May. It was at this moment that I realized how amazing Tentacle was for this Nuzlocke. I had originally leveled Mako up to take out Lombre with no problem, and had a plan to Furry Cutter Grovyle with Ninjask, but 95% accuracy was not good enough, and the risk of a Pursuit hit on a switch, or an overgrown Leaf Blade crit, took out that alongside other ideas. It turned out that I didn't have to worry about anything, because Tentacle had it covered. As if in a cruel twist of fate, we run into Mighty Anna as an encounter. I think he's mad I killed his son or something. After all that, the 6th gym was next, and Winona's ace Altaria was no joke. Not much to work with. We decide to prep by catching an electric type in New Mauville to deal with most of her Pokemon, and Ice Beam to deal 4 times damage to the threatening Altaria. The Magnemite we happen to catch has a brave nature, minus speed plus attack, which sucks, since he can't even learn any steel moves in this game. But at least it doesn't decrease his special attack, which has to be high to make him more viable. We also get Sludge Bomb because why not, and start prepping our team for the gym. After teaching Tentacle Ice Beam and Sludge Bomb and poisoning Mako for the Guts boost, we make our way into the gym and face off against Winona. We lead off with Magma and Thunderbolt Swablu for the easy kill, but Winona takes out her ace right away, forcing us to pivot, baiting an Earthquake from Altaria with Wing. We decide to take this chance to Supersonic and connect, making Altaria hit itself and giving us a chance to cleanly switch into Tentacle. Altaria luckily hits itself again, and we take it out with an Ice Beam. Ice Beam wasn't in range to one-hit KO without a crit, and 2 high-roll Earthquake crits would have taken Tentacle out. But because of Wing's work with Supersonic, we were safe. Winona's Skarmory gets taken out by Thunderbolt and Tropius by Sludge Bomb. Winona's last Pokemon goes down to Magma's Thunderbolt, and just like that, we have 6 badges to our name. I was really happy with this win.
Let's go!
In the next route, there's a 30% chance to get a Shuppet, but Pooh comes back to haunt us. And in the next route, we could get a Wailmer, but you already know what happens. Now in Mount Pier, we can actually catch a Shuppet, which could make for some interesting battles, but of course it curses itself and dies. The nice thing though is that we do pick up a Lax Incense and a Sea Incense, which are useful held items for the team. We then go up against a trainer's Wobbuffet, and it's Da's time to shine. We Swords Dance up and take it out in one hit. It's good that I looked up the trainer's Pokemon beforehand, but I didn't realize that this trainer had a Wobbuffet too. For those that may be confused, Wobbuffet has Shadow Tag, which doesn't let you change Pokemon, and its only moves are Destiny Bond, Safeguard, Counter, and Miracle. Meaning that if it correctly guessed which move I used, a Counter or Miracle could kill my Pokemon, and potentially end the run. Thankfully though, Tentacle was out front, and Supersonic helps us take it out. That could have been really bad. After getting through the mountain, we head to the Magma hideout and take on Tabitha and Maxie. Tabitha goes down easily, and Mud evolves into his final form. Perfect timing to take on Maxie. This battle will be very annoying since Maxie has Swagger, Confuse Ray, and Earthquake on his Pokemon, and they're also high-level Pokemon. So if we can take care of the Mighty Anna without getting swaggered or roared away, and kill Crobat without getting confused, Camerupt shouldn't be a problem.
Groudon, what's wrong? Oh, so it was you? I get it now. You must have pulled a cheap stunt.
What? We start off the battle with Tentacle, tanking the Intimidate and going for a Supersonic. It connects, but Mightyena is unfazed and uses Scary Face. I then change to Mako to get the stab super effective hits, and Mightyena hits itself, then flinches to fake out. Next turn though, it hits us with a Swagger which backfires for Maxi, since Mako pushes through the confusion and takes Mightyena out. Crobat wing attacks Magma as we retaliate with a Thunderbolt, but we end up being outsped and confused. Thankfully though, Magma, like Mako, pushes through the confusion and takes Crobat out. Now for the last Pokemon, Camerupt. We change straight into Mud, since Earthquake is not in range to kill and we're faster, one-shotting it with Surf. After Groudon escapes, or Groudon if you want to say it the right way, we run into Team Aqua stealing a submarine and telling us where their hideout is. These bad guy teams, they're not that bright, huh? Before we could enter their hideout though, we go up against May for the final time, and it was insane. Nah, I'm just joking. Tentacle pretty much sweeped her team. After breezing through their hideout, I take on Aqua admin Matt, who looks interesting. Mightyena has no attacking moves, so we just keep switching out until he doesn't hit us with Swagger, and take him out with Vital Throw. His Crobat then goes down to a Thunderbolt and we win. Our boss has already gone on his way to some cave under the sea. If you're gonna give chase, you'd better search the big wide sea beyond Lily Cove. You see, I respect this guy. He might have had a dumb Mightyena, but he doesn't tell us where his boss is going. We then head on over to Moss Deep and prep for the 7th gym, an intense double battle. At this point I realize that 2 of their Pokemon have Sunny Day, which is pretty scary, and all of their Pokemon have Psychic, which hits pretty hard. So I head on over to some surrounding areas to try to catch a Sharpedo. Sharpedo is great for this gym since it hits hard with Surf and can outspeed Tate and Liza's Pokemon alongside Tentacruel. Its dual typing of Water and Dark make it immune to Psychic as well, which is a huge plus since Sharpedo's special defense is pretty trash. We then take out the last Wobbuffet of the run with Ninjask and go out to sea, looking for a Horsey that we could trade in-game for a Bagon. But we only found a Wailmer. And another. And another. And it was the new Magikarp. After failing our mission, we plan out the 7th gym. The plan was for Tentacruel and Sharpedo to outspeed Claydol and kill it with a Surf combo, then outspeed and kill the rest, aside from a potentially faster Xatu who can confuse Reyes. We put Persim Berries on both Pokemon and have a poisoned Mako, Mud, Zig, and Magma on standby in case Xatu crits Tentacruel with Psychic. The plan starts out worse than anticipated, with Claydol tanking Surfs like it was nothing. Xatu uses Calm Mind and Claydol Earthquake, which thankfully doesn't crit. We go for another Surf combo, which takes out Claydol and hits Lunatone and Xatu for some damage, not killing since Xatu gets potioned. After yet another double Surf, Lunatone goes down and a crit on Xatu takes it out as well. Solrock gets taken out easily, and just like that, we win the 7th gym. What I didn't realize in this battle was that spread moves in double battles do less damage, something I could have easily been punished for, but thanks to luck, I wasn't. What's Team Magma doing now? We catch up to Steven and Maxi and witness quite a conversation. What's the point of stealing rocket fuel? I can't do this accent. Phil, since you're so curious, you deserve an explanation. Wait, what? How does that make sense? I feel like these bosses were modeled after anime bad guys that explain their whole plan for no reason. It will be savage! Savage? It was not. Mightyena targets Metang, so we get a quick kill on it, but Camerupt spends his time setting up with Amnesia and Focus Energy. With 2 Camerupts now on the field, I switch out to Mud for some quick Surf action, but before that, both Camerupts use Amnesia. Whew, I really hope Steven can help out here. Thankfully, Surf does do more than half damage, and Metang uses Light Screen. One Camerupt then goes for Amnesia, and the other Takedown on Metang. I think the AI really wants us to win this one. After another Surf, they both go down, and the rest of Team Magma's Pokemon have no chance. A crit Metal Claw takes out Mightyena, and a few turns later, we win the battle. As thanks for helping Steven out, we get Dive, and head on over to Seafloor Cavern, where Archie is planning to awaken Kyogre. Or Kyogre, I don't know. This fight didn't need much prep, so we go into it with our Pokemon as is. We take out his Pokemon with little to no trouble and watch as Maxie and Archie are surprised that the red orb doesn't control the blue looking Pokemon and that the blue orb doesn't control the red one. I wonder what Mother thinks of all this.
How are you doing, Nuz? You look a little tired. I think you should rest a bit. Take care, honey.
I don't think she cares. We head on over to Sootopolis and witness the second coolest cutscene of my childhood. Steven then takes me to Wallace, who asks me if I know where Rayquaza is? Or Rayquaza? Why would a 12-year-old child know where the most powerful legendary Pokemon of this region is? Don't remember. Huh, you don't remember? That's a problem. Can't you remember somehow? Bruh. We head on over to Sky Pillar and wake Rayquaza up. Apparently he was just having a nice nap. After I head back to Sootopolis, I get to witness the coolest cutscene of my childhood. Now that that's out of the way, it's time to prep for the final gym. I teach Facade to Zig and Brick Break to Mako, and look at my PC to see what options we have. Golbat, Ninjask, Armaldo, Claydol, Flygon, and most of the others were not options, because of Kingdra's Ice Beam and Water Pulse. So we decide to take Swallow to be a martyr. But just for fun, we train him up to the level cap. Because you never know. We also take Wing, because he's immune to ground type moves. The battle starts with Magma thunderbolting Love Disc to death. We then change to Wing to bait an Earthquake, and then Supersonic because why not? Whiscash responds with Amnesia and Rain Dance, but Fly is physical, so it isn't affected by Amnesia. Whiscash then gets out of Confusion and Amnesias again, so we repeat the process, confusing him and flying. But this time he hits himself in Confusion. Next turn, Whiscash tanks a Fly and hits us with Water Pulse for almost no damage. I fly one more time and take it out. Surprised that Wing was actually useful as more than just a pivot. But next is Celio. We try to hit another Supersonic but miss and tank an Aurora Beam. Another Supersonic hits though, and Celio hits itself. We take this opportunity to change into Swallow, but Celio snaps out of Confusion and Aurora Beams us for some damage. Swallow tanks another hit, but responds with Sludge Bomb, dealing around half damage. Tanking a final Aurora Beam, Swallow ends up being useful and takes Celio out with Poison. Swallow's Citrus Berry then activates as Kingdra comes out and uses Double Team. A Sludge Bomb connects as Swallow tanks an easy Ice Beam but gets frozen, something I forgot to counter. It turns out Swallow will indeed be a martyr, and dies for the guaranteed kill against Kingdra. We take out Tentacle to hit with a Sludge Bomb that takes Kingdra down to below half, but he responds with Double Team. Another Sludge Bomb luckily hits and we get the kill. Worst case scenario, we were going to use Mako with Guts to Vital Throw, which bypasses any accuracy checks for good damage, but luckily we didn't even have to. In this scenario, I'm not even too sure that Swallow even had to be sacrificed. Sorry, bud. To be honest, I was going to originally sacrifice Swallow for Crawdont, since a crit Crabhammer can kill Magneton, but Tentacle proved to be enough and easily tanked a crit Crabhammer. I guess I really expected more from Kingdra and Crawdont. Sorry again, Swallow. After getting all the badges, we only had one more destination, the Pokémon League, and we had one more encounter to go, which was in Victory Road. Oh, it's a Zubat. Actually, I didn't realize it then, but Magnet Pull from Magneton could have been used here. You see, Magnet Pull outside of battle makes it so that if your lead Pokemon has that ability, there is a 50% chance that an encounter will be a Steel type, if possible. And in Victory Road, Lairon is normally a 10% encounter. Oh well. After looking over all our Pokemon, we decide to keep Swampert, Tentacruel, Sharpedo, Magneton, Hariyama, and Pelipper on the team for the Elite Four. Unfortunately, we part ways with Zig, which was a really hard decision, but went through with it since its speed and facade are its only real virtues. And it's not that bulky, so I felt like he would die too quickly. Pelipper, on the other hand, can bait Earthquakes, which one Elite Four member has, and two of the Champions Pokemon. As for the rest of the team, they would be useful in countering the Elite Four. Hariyama for the Dark types, Magneton for the Water and Flying types, Tentacruel because it's just insane, and Sharpedo for its speed, insane attack, and typing for Phoebe, the second Elite Four member. Oh, and Mud because Earthquake. And he's our starter. For those of you thinking about why I didn't pick a different Pokemon as a 6th instead of Pelipper, Flygon is too weak to Ice-type moves, which 9 of the league's Pokemon have, and Armaldo, Torkoal, and Claydol are just too weak to many of the Pokemon in the Elite Four. Plus, Wink has been with us since the start, so it felt fitting to have him on the team in the end. Obviously, this team composition is clearly weak to Electric, but only one Pokemon in the Elite Four has an Electric-type move, and that Pokemon will probably get killed quickly by Sharpedo anyway, so it should be fine. One thing we have to do first though is train our Pokemon up and verse Wally. Protect, 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 protect. Training took some time, but we were ready to face our weakest rival for the final time. We Ice Beam his Altaria for a one-shot kill, then change into Sharpedo to take out Gardevoir. Gardevoir hits us with a Future Sight, but we take it out with a Crunch. Wally then takes out his Roselia, which uses Toxic on Magma, and after Future Sight misses, we retaliate with a Thunderbolt that does half damage. A tanked Razor Leaf and another Thunderbolt later, and Wally is left with 2 Pokemon. We Thunderbolt against his underleveled Delcatty and attempt to switch out to Mud to end the battle, but there's a problem. Wally's Magneton has Magnet Pull, which prevents us from switching out, so we go for a Supersonic, but miss. What started out as an easy battle just became much more difficult. Magneton hits us with a Supersonic and we hurt ourselves in confusion. We then get hit by a Screech and hurt ourselves again, getting screeched again from Magneton. Tri-Attack would be the only reason he'd do that, but why? Normal type moves are not very effective and don't have Snap. After paralyzing Magneton with a Thunder Wave, I used Tri-Attack myself, just to see how much it would do, which is kinda dumb, but thankfully the opponent was paralyzed and couldn't move. Next turn, however, I miss another Supersonic and get hit by Thunderbolt, putting us to yellow health. At this point, I decide to just go with a Thunderbolt, and it does much more damage than I thought. I mean, I'm 10 levels higher, so I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm glad I stopped using Supersonic. We then tank another Thunderbolt and take it out after a couple more moves, sealing the victory. We get through Victory Road easily, and train our team to the level cap of 55, which is equal to Drake, the last Elite Four member's highest level Pokemon. It's time for the final challenge of all. Magneton starts off the battle, taking out Mightyena with a Thunderbolt. Sydney then takes out Crawdaunt for some reason, which goes down to a single Thunderbolt as well. Sydney's next Pokemon is Shiftry, and I decide to Thunderbolt it for some damage as he double teams to up his evasiveness. Worried that I'd get stuck, I use Thunder Wave to paralyze him. Shiftry responds with Torment, and I Thunderbolt for even more damage. After getting hit by Swagger, I change to Tentacle, anticipating a full restore, and hoping to one-hit KO with Sludge Bomb, which happens. Cacturne then goes down to Sludge Bomb as well, and we're down to his ace, Absol. I start off by using Surf for over 50% damage as Absol uses Swords Dance and heals with a Citrus Berry, making the next Surf win the battle and getting us the first victory of the Elite Four. To be honest, I thought we'd use Mako more in that fight, but his speed is just terrible, and he wasn't really needed. Next was Phoebe. The plan here was to use Sharpedo to try and sweep through most, if not all, of her Pokemon. We start off the battle with a Crunch that takes out Dusclops. Phoebe's next Pokemon goes down to a Crunch as well, before Sableye? I don't know, comes out. You see, Sableye won't go down to one hit, and has Double Team, which could get annoying, but I decided to stick it through with Sharpedo anyway, and after missing only one Crunch, we get the kill. Sharpedo then tanks an Earthquake from Phoebe's ace, her stronger Dusclops, before taking it out with 2 Crunches. Phoebe's last Pokemon, Banette, goes down to a Crunch, and now we only have 2 Elite Four members left. Glacia was a bit of a powerhouse. Not only does her ace Walrein have Sheer Cold, but her level 52 Glalie has Explosion, and is pretty fast on top of that. We start off the fight leading with Magma and Thunderbolt Celio for the kill. Then she sends out her ace right away, which is good news for us since Magma is faster, but bad news if he doesn't crit, or bad news if Walrein hits us with a Sheer Cold or a crit Surf. Thankfully, we end up critting and get the kill, but we aren't out of the water yet. Glacia sends out her weaker Glalie and hits us with Icy Wind. Although it doesn't do much, it does lower our speed, which makes Glalie faster than us to hit with an Ice Beam. Even though we could kill with a second Thunderbolt, Glalie's Ice Beam freezes us, and we can't get out for 2 turns. Since another attack could kill us, we switch into Mako to finish it off with Brick Break, but not until we tank heavy damage from Ice Beam. This wasn't good. Not only would Mako go down to Crit Blizzard or Double Edge, but Brick Break wouldn't even be certain in killing Celio. So we switched to Tentacle, as Celio sets up Hail. We Sludge Bomb for almost half damage and happen to poison Celio too, before falling in love due to Attract. Come on, Tentacle, don't fall for her seduction. Well, he listened. Tentacle hit with Sludge Bomb but couldn't take it out, having to tank double edge damage before getting the kill. Last up was Glalie, and even though it was one of her weaker Pokemon, an explosion from this mon could take out any of ours, even at full health. I didn't know how the AI would choose its moves here, so I decided to sacrifice Wing for the kill. Wing tanks a critical hit Shadow Ball and gets pelted by Hail before doing anything. We do connect with a Supersonic though, and hit Glalie with a critical hit Fly, which does quite some damage. But it breaks out of confusion and hits back with Ice Beam. At this point, with Hail up and Explosion in sight, Wing knew what she had to do. She hits Glalie for one last time and confuses her, but Glalie pushes through and takes out Wing once and for all. Wing, you have done enough. May you rest in peace. I take Sharpedo out and use his speed to take out Glalie with a Surf, winning us the third battle of the Elite Four, at the cost of Wing's life. Drake, the last Elite Four member, was nothing to smile about. Our plan with this fight was to use Wing to bait Earthquakes and take out his Dragon-type Pokemon quickly. But with Wing gone, this battle was about to be much harder. I decide to give the 2 rare candies we found on our journey to Tentacle, so he could one-hit KO Flygon, since Flygon's Earthquake can obliterate our whole team. Here's the plan. Lead with Magma to handle Shelgon and Altaria, hope that Tentacruel could handle Flygon and Salamence, and have everyone else gang up on Kingdra. Okay, it's time. Magma starts the battle with a crit Thunderbolt that takes Shelgon out, which is awesome, since a regular Thunderbolt wouldn't kill, and would have left Magma injured for Altaria. Drake then sends out his ace Salamence, which actually works out nicely for us since we can bait a Flamethrower and get Tentacle in, which is what we do. We do get burns though, but thankfully it doesn't really matter, since Ice-type moves are special. And we proceed to easily take out his ace with a 4x super effective Ice Beam. Flygon then comes out, which works out for us since Tentacle is already in and can handle him with Ice Beam. Altaria goes down to Ice Beam as well, and we switch to Swampert to handle Kingdra. Kingdra goes for 2 Dragon Dances in a row, which is quite scary, but we hit an Earthquake that somehow crits for the win. I couldn't tell you how lucky we've been getting with crits in this run. The champion. This fight was going to be hard, and it wouldn't be made easier after losing Wing. 2 of Wallace's Pokemon use Earthquake, and they would not be easy to deal with. But we had somewhat of a plan. The scariest Pokemon here though was Gyarados. Our best bet is to hope that the AI hits and kills a Pokemon with Hyper Beam, so we could take it out with Magneton while it recharges. Okay, here goes nothing. We Thunderbolt Wailord easily and move on to Wallace's next Pokemon. Gyarados comes out though, and we switch to Mako, who could tank a crit Earthquake. Just as expected, Gyarados hits us with Earthquake for almost half damage, and now I'm hoping that the AI will see Hyper Beam as a kill, since it'll do more than Earthquake on Mako and take the shot. And it does. Mako goes down so that Magma can come in with his inferior speed and take out Gyarados as he recharges, and it works. But there's no time to rest. Wallace takes out his Whiscash, which is the only other Pokemon that has Earthquake. Oh no. We switch out to Mud to tank the Earthquake and do so, taking not too much damage. After Mud hits with an Earthquake himself, Whiscash goes for Amnesia, for some reason, and we outspeed it to take it out. Whew, at least that's over with. Next was Ludicolo, so we switch out to Tentacle, who gets hit by a crit Giga Drain. But because of his Liquid Ooze ability, which finally comes in play, it damages Ludicolo instead of healing him. Even with that though, Tentacle Sludge Bomb can't take him out. At red health, Ludicolo double teams, and I know that Wallace will heal him, but I have no other choice but to keep Sludge Bombing. Thankfully, Sludge Bomb hits to red over and over, and Wallace uses up 3 whole full restores before Ludicolo goes down. This leaves only 1 more full restore for Milotic, which will definitely make this fight easier. I start the battle by Sludge Bombing, since switching out would be a waste, and get a lucky poison right away. Unfortunately, Milotic keeps recovering, but Tentacle stays strong for some time, even surviving with 3 HP, forcing Milotic to expend his Citrus Berry and 6 out of 10 recovers available. Tentacle, you were the heart of this run, and I thank you for your service. Sharpedo then comes out and Wallace full restores, letting us get some slashes in with his speed, which triggers Milotic to recover. But since we're faster, we finally get the kill. There was one Pokemon I forgot about though, which is Tentacruel. Sharpedo goes for a couple of slashes before dying to Sludge Bomb, and with no full restores left, Mud Earthquakes for the win. This challenge couldn't have been won without the sacrifices throughout. Ma, Swallow, Wing, Mako, Tentacle, Sharpedo, thank you all for your service. Even you, Pooh, and Y. Without you guys, we would not be champions. And without you, this channel would be nothing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you continue on this journey with me, where I try to become the next Pokemon Master.